Okay, so we're gonna talk about how the 1.05 changes are gonna affect the actual high elo and entire solo queue tier list. Now, obviously, I am Diamond 1 at the time, approaching Master. Pretty good at the game.
Everybody,
I'm picking it up very fast and I can talk about stuff like this now. However, obviously, I'm gonna get inspired by one of the best players here. We have Top Kick, you can check him out. He's been playing the game since forever, been consistently high elo, and he has, very good takes within the game. So we're gonna use his tier list as baseline because I didn't cover a high elo tier list for 1.04. Now, what we can expect here. This is not the final tier list, this is expecting. We have day and night changes, a few item changes. In fact, I can pull up the the main changes right here. And I wanted to check armory, so we only have these two items changed. Yeah, that doesn't change much. These are the day and night cycle changes. These are the biggest change of the patch. Now, how is stuff gonna work? Now Shiv is still gonna be as there, Shiv is still gonna be pretty much broken. She lost like I believe minus like 15%. I could be completely wrong. Let me double check it. She lost a bit of her passive healing, which she did even on the first time. Not like it changes much. Yep, she lost 12.5. I was pretty close. So she lost 12.5% healing. It literally does not change anything. The brawler is super versatile, super strong. It can go in, go out whenever it wants. The ultimate does a lot of damage. It anti-heals. It's basically everything you want. If you want to climb, you're still gonna be picking Shiv. That does not matter. Uh, Now, Brawl. Brawl did get nerfed. He got his RMB. Here we go. His RMB healing and also knockback is gone. This will be a buff for Brawl actually, because he would accidentally knock back and then not be able to follow. However, it's also gonna be a bit of a nerf. And the radius got decreased a lot. I think overall, Brawl ends up kind of winning. He doesn't really care about that knockback. In fact, not having it helps him out. And that basically doesn't change his rating at all. He doesn't get much better, like insanely better. He doesn't get worse. He basically stays, where he is. Tetra. Now, here we're gonna start looking at something. So, Shift and Brawl, if you can master them, they're good throughout the entire game. They're good early game. Like Brawl more to like level 3 and on. Shiv is good like from level 1 because of the way Shift is. You can hypothetically just keep hitting, keep chasing from level 1. Tetra is a late game champion. Way more stronger late game champion. Like she can definitely play early game, she can definitely, but late game, this champion is super scary. You cannot rush it. You're at constant dunk threat, and the game getting longer, you being forced to farm more and not take early fights because of day and night changes, means Tetra is gonna perform better. Is it better than Shiv, or is it enough to put her on Shiv tier? No, I don't think so. Ghost is one of the most versatile brawlers. He just stays where he is. He doesn't really get affected. Now Saros. Saros got a huge nerf. Saros is the only one that really got a nerf here. His uh his right click, his RMB, lost 10% damage, which is a whole sort of Seven Suns basically. Uh Down in damage. And also, he has a way higher mana cost per ability, which means the champion still could stay here. Champion still stays A, but it's now higher skill, you know? This champ is very, very like if you miss your LMP, the day and night is gonna there's gonna be a huge, huge difference between this. Uh, Myth. Myth is the same again. The champ is very good throughout all stages of the game. Very versatile, very good at chasing, very good at doing everything. She just stays where she is. No changes. Oh, with how the game pacing works, Oath is probably gonna be better. This is the one thing that I think should be kept into account. I think Oath could even jump in here, yes, a tank, because he just completely nullifies champions like Shevan. The only thing that's holding him back is really damage, like. But I feel like that won't even matter, because the pacing will be so slow that you will just not be able to interact with an Oath. Like, if a team has an Oath, it will be impossible to do anything. Arbine will be a staple like Ghost. Wukong got a nice buff onto his dash, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, completely right. It's while RMB only. It's quality of life. It does nothing. He just stays still. Now Bibo. Bibo is interesting. Bibo obviously is gonna be way better on his late games, which means I think Bibo will go up. Because you are not so forced to fight early. The game will stretch out longer. However, you're also gonna be stuck on the same day for longer. You have to keep that in mind. Reaching that late game will be a little bit rougher, but you're not necessarily forced to fight from day one, which means in a way Bibo will be better. Maybe he doesn't cap out as high, but he will reach that mid game spike way more consistently, and I think Bibo could look to go a little bit higher up. Uh, Bishop, where she is, Salas where she is, Zaf got a little bug fix, which will nerf him a bit, but I think he relatively stays the same. Jewel stays the same. Krista will stay the same. Shrike, again, if you dodge her, she doesn't do much. If you don't dodge her, you die. Kingpin's the same. Jin is the same. Eva. Now the thing is, healers could go up because the days are way longer, so healing will matter quite a bit. It's harder to reach that late game level cap where you could completely demolish someone. If you they had a healer, like you just anti-heal. They buffed anti-heal a lot too. Festering Jawblade now has double duration, so that makes me say that healers will go down, and they will just generally be very bad to take. Besides Zaf, Zaf is the best. He brings utility, brings good CC. Felix does not change anything whatsoever. Very good at all stages of the game. But I think the healers will just have even less agency. Festering Jawblade is way stronger, assuming people take it. Healers are not as good, and also, I guess this kinda gets helped by the fact that days are longer, so they'll be on early game a little bit longer. But again, the day and night cycles are really buffs to mid game, which means champions like Bibo see very high benefits, but champions that are just early game skewed don't really see any changes. Hudson is where he belongs, and Void, very hard champion, obviously playable, but like the hardest champion to execute in the game for sure, without a doubt. So overall, uh, Oath could be moving on to S, and I think the rest will stay the same. Saros, you could argue for Saros to go down, but I think, just hit your shots better. It's just a skill issue. The nerf. He was one of the strongest champions, and he probably still is. He's just harder to execute, that's it. Like the only realistic change is maybe you could put Oath up here and maybe you could put Bebo here because the mid game is longer and is easier for Bebo to do a lot of stuff. The rest doesn't really change. Again, healer's Festering Jawblade is twice as strong. It has twice the duration. Healers could go down, but that's obviously depending on whether your team has a brain or not, or whether you have a brain or not. That's the tier list changes, in my opinion. Don't forget to check out Tom Kick. He'll probably make a video on his opinions with enough time. Anyways, take care, boys. That was Haze.